Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
大家午安。哎呀。
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome back. Hello, Daphne. Hello. Hi, Katie.
你好。
午安. Good afternoon. For those who are already in, hello. Good afternoon to all of you. Welcome back. Hi, Lynn. Welcome back.
Oh,
Hello. Hello,
Hi,
Mr. Cheng.
Yes.
Yeah, for those who are already in, like and share. All right. I just want to, a favor from all of you who are already in to like our Facebook. Yeah, go to our Facebook page and like our Facebook. Thank you very much.
Hi, Ronnie.
Good afternoon, Ronnie. Anybody know what we're going to talk about today? Hello, Maggie.
Hello, Maggie， 你好。大家午安哈，再一次的谢谢各位的这个捧场。好。
Good afternoon, Rose.
Rose， 午安。
Welcome back.
谢谢大家的支持哈。
Everybody, do you all know what we're going to talk about today? Yeah.
记得 like and share 记得 like and share 那再一次的，我们每个礼拜一次的这个安全的分享，很快一个礼拜这样就过去了。那最近我想这个天气开始热了，热。So well， 这个东北季候风也开始要停了所以这个东北季候风一停的话呢，下午天气又改变了。所以记住大家要尽量的喝水喝多一点水这个很重要。虽然说水是很普通的东西，但是对你的身体是很有益处。所以我自己也常常喝水，水喝多了，我们就去哪里？去解放，就这么简单。
Hi, Annie. Good afternoon.
Annie， 你好，你好。
Right, anybody got any question on our last Facebook Live? You can key in your question. I can still answer your question today, no problem. All right. Hi, Mr. Cheng. I'm viewing live industrial safety, contamination and spill control. Yes, Mr. Cheng, you're right. Hello, Helen.
Helen, 你好。
For those who already in, please help us like and share so that more people will come in. All right. Well, today we're going to talk about how to handle spill, right? How to handle spill, how to respond to spill.
今天我们要谈的这个主题就是说泄漏了。当然泄漏有很多种，有些是油的泄漏，有些是水的泄漏，OK， 也有些是化学药水的泄漏那我们应该要怎么去就是说处理它呢？还有呢，你家里的，有时你家里也是会有不要忘记有时你会不小心 弄倒一些东西，我们所谓液体啊，所谓东西就是液体，那你要怎么去处理它？这个也有一定的技巧，可能我们等一下可以分享一下。重要的是，今天很欢迎大家回到我们这个安全幸福站来那我们再一次的见面，再一次的分享。好
Okay. Now today's topic are very much industrial related. Right? Everybody know what is spill, right? Now spill can be small, can be very big. All right. When you talk about big, probably you could have spill at the sea, where the vessel hit each other, the oil leak into the sea. All right. I think many years back there is what they call the oil rig. That we have a lot of oil in the sea. Right. Those are very, very big spill. All right. That is not within our capacity to talk today, but those are example of a spill. All right. It all related to what is a substance that is being spilled out to where? To the drain, to the factory floor. All right. The last week we talked about, not last week, I think the week before we talked about spill pallet, right?
Yes.
We talked about containment.
Yes.
Right. Today we are not going to talk about containment, but the basic message we're going to bring across is still environmental friendly. All right. You know our Singapore water supply are very precious. Right? We don't want to contaminate the water supply that we have. Right? Is in Singapore, water is so important to us. Right? Let's say you have a spill, right? A small spill in your factory floor, be it chemical or oil. Don't just flush it into the drain. Right? Eventually, it will land in the reservoir. Right? So, yeah, this is a message we're going to bring across today. All right. So we're going to teach you what are the different kind of material you can use to do clean up the spill. All right. Back to channel.
OK. 今天我们讲的这个主题呢，是让你分享一下你怎么去处理这些 spill。当然，我们讲泄漏它的这个泄漏可以大到整个工厂，甚至在外国可以。等一下我有一些照片跟你们大家分享，就是整个村庄，当然新加坡很小因为新加坡是一个城市花园城市国家来的，所以它如果真的有 spill 的话，是整个 village 就整个村庄会受影响。那新加坡地方小，所以水呢就变得很重要。那一般上大家都知道，我们这个龙沟雨水当我们下来的时候，雨水下来的时候是在龙沟流去龙沟，所以重要的是这个龙沟，然后会收集雨水进去我们的这个吸水车，所以水对新加坡来讲真的是很宝贵，很宝贵。那我们刚才讲大可以大到整个村庄，那小呢可以小到哪里呢？可以小到一个厨房，或者是一个工作场所，也有可能啊。所以今天我们要跟大家分享的是属于比较小型的这个泄漏。那不要小看有时真的这种药水泄漏的时候我们没有这种基本的常识怎么去处理的话，那你会讲我们常讲的嘎啷嘎啵紧张，然后就会乱用一些东西来做清理这个是我们大家所要注意到的。
好 So every one of us can do a small little contribution to safeguard our water supply. So without any delay, right, we're going to switch on to the different material. All right.
Before that, I think 我们来跟大家分享一下一些图片，稍微播出一下。So don't mind give me the slide, please. Thank you. OK， 那我稍微带过一下这个是在2010年那当时他们有这个 sludge 的这个泄漏那是在一间工厂里面，那这个泄漏真的是很严重我们来看一下图片， OK，
This is actually an example of a spill. This is sludge, right? It's an example of a chemical spill. These sludge are not normal sludge, all right? It actually contains chemicals in it. So it's actually a country, become a country disaster, right? So as I mentioned earlier on, this is not within our level to what you call to handle. But just quote you an example how bad it can be. Imagine if we have this sludge and it's flow into our reservoir. We got no water to drink. So yeah. Then we have the
这个是我不在我们的这个控制的范围啊。这个是怎样说呢？它太大了，它这个怎样讲？受影响的这个地方太大了哦。那我们再看另外一个 sludge， sludge，OK， 这个是其中一个之一哈。你看他们可以淹到这个屋子的一半，多么厉害！我们再下来再看一下，这个我们叫 toxic sludge。OK， 这张图片很震撼哦。你看那些 truck 好像个玩具车这样，你看它周围的这个受影响的程度，可想而知。所以绝对不可以小看它。
Okay, these are, if you look at the picture itself, you can imagine how white is the spill. All right. As I say, this is only an example to show you how serious it is when we have a spill.
那我们这个是属于这个灾难的。那这个是在外国。那我们看回本地呢，也有本地也有。来，我们再看一下。那这个是在2009年的2009年OK。那这个是化工厂硝酸的泄漏导致2死3伤。这个就是在处理的过程中没有很好的注重这个安全的这个所谓的 procedure， 所以它会造成这样的情况。好，我们再来看一下等一下。
This is a long history. This is acid spill, and we have casualty during this spill. So we'll quickly move on. We move on. These are the cutout from the newspaper, just to remind all of you. All right, that when there's a spill, right, it can be pretty bad.
这个就是那个 reactor 但你可以看到一些 SDA 人穿的这个防护衣是属于最高级的防护衣，所以可见这个化学的泄漏不可以小看它。
You can imagine how bad. You look at the people wearing encapsulated suit. That means to say they have to breathe air through this suit. So it's how dangerous it is. All right, and can we move on? The slide. Okay, now we will touch on some of the materials we're going to talk about for handling spill. Now, the first we're going to talk about maintenance solvents. What is maintenance solvents? Right, maintenance solvents as basically is the most basic that they use to absorb liquid. Liquid can be petroleum, right? But because of the grades of the solvents, it's mainly used for people who put under the machine to absorb coolants, especially. All right. So this is the most common and I should say is the lower cost absorbents, right?
Yeah. 这个是现在我们进入正题了那这些属于这个讲材料它这一款材料是最基本的、最简单的。coolant 我想如果是做 engineering 的有车床的话，都有这样的经验因为你在做 die cut 的时候你需要reduce 到它的 heat， 所以你必须要用 coolant。其实 coolant 也是一种化学药水来的。如果你搞不好，如果你泄漏，它还会影响到我们使用的这个食水那它可以用这个我们叫做maintenance solvent来帮它抹干净。这个是最基本也最经济的
Okay, though this maintenance solvent can absorb liquid which is include chemical, but basically, I think you should not use it for chemical like acids, because these are only used for very diluted chemical, for example, coolant. Right? So yeah, I just want to show you this maintenance solvent, how it looks like. This is the maintenance solvent. All right. Usually, most of the time, it's actually gray in color. All right. Later on, we will show you more of this actual product itself. Okay. So let's move on. Let's see who have come in. LC, hello.
Hi, 你好
Mr.
你好
Koo, hello. Can we move on to the
another
next
slide.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This is what we call petroleum solvents. Now, petroleum solvents are basically meant for oil-based, all right, or you call it hydrocarbons. All right, it's mainly for hydrocarbons. You can include petrol, oil, kerosene. All these are under petroleum. Now, so this kind of solvents is actually his original form. Is in its original material, where it repel water. It doesn't absorb water, but only absorb oil, which is I mentioned earlier on, hydrocarbons. All right. So this is called petroleum solvents. So what happens is if there is a spill at the sea, if you see minor spill at sea, if you see people put adsorbents on the top of the sea, it doesn't sink because it doesn't absorb water. It only absorbs oil. So remember, this is petroleum solvents, right? It's they call it hydrophobic. That means it repel water.
OK， 那这一款我们叫 petroleum solvent 当然它最喜欢就是这个油，还有这个我们常用的这个所谓的怎么说汽车用的那种汽油它有一个很特别的地方。那特别的地方在哪里呢？就是它不会吸水，因为它这个 material 是 polyester 跟polypropylene 的这个结合体来的，所以你看所以它不会吸水的话，就是说如果在海上有这些怎么样泄漏的话，一般上你都会看到他们把它围起来。不要让它漂流出去。为什么？因为油一般上都比水轻，所以它会浮在上面。这个是一个很好的这个处理方式。还有就是你这个 petroleum solvent， 你把它压进水里面它会浮上来的，它不会沉下去。因为什么？因为它不会吸水。它最喜欢就是什么油跟这个汽油所以在海上如果泄漏的话，这个是大量的使用的。
All right. My colleague has just mentioned, all right, Francis just mentioned about the material. What is the original material? The material is actually polypropylene and polyester. All right, by itself, it doesn't absorb what they call water, but it absorbs oil. All right, so that's why it can float on water, right? Because this is its original form. It's actually inert. Right? When they say inert, means it doesn't have shelf life, but itself is actually an inert product, right? It's a synthetic inert product. Okay, this is a picture of a large oil spill on water, on the sea or river. All right. So when you use petroleum solvent, it'll just float, and then it'll start to absorb all the oil, right?
这个就是刚才我提到的一些图片让大家看一下。那可能是在大海，也可能是在河流。那新加坡是没有了，不过在外国是很普通的。所以如果是说真的你有泄漏的话，你就可以用这些 petroleum solvent 来把它做清理。那注意一下，就是一般上的 petroleum solvent 都是以白色为主，对吗？那所以如果你们看到刚才讲灰色，如果你拿那个灰色来用，那个就不可以，因为那个它会吸水，它会沉下去。
In the picture, you see actually it's not white. One side is white, one side is red color, right? Red color is actually is like a netting over the white sorbums.
Okay.
It's actually a netting. That's why it looks red, because the thing to wrap the white sorbum is actually red color.
OK，那刚才我们讲到它不只是白色，其实它看到那个红色或者是它外面有一层网把它包住的，所以它不会让它散开，所以把它包住。但其实里面也还是白色的。Generally 啦，一般上颜色当然根据个别的厂家，一般上都会用白色，可能有些例外的，他会用其他的颜色，说不定。不过这个照惯例来讲，一般上都是在白色比较多。
Okay, can we switch to the next slide? Yeah, this is chemical sorbums, right? I mentioned earlier on because it's polypropylene or polyester. In order for a chemical sorbums to absorb chemical, it actually went through a treatment, right? That's why in the marketplace, and you want to do a purchase, you'll find that chemical sorbum, or sometimes they call it universal sorbums, all right? It's very much more expensive than the petroleum, and the cheapest is actually the maintenance sorbum. Reason because of the treatment, all right? Now, yellow color most of the time is actually to what we call for you to identify is a chemical sorbum. But sometimes you might see white color with the word chemical sorbums on it. All right, so pretty rare. But the one of these brand that we sell called 3M brand, they do have white color with the word chemical sorbum printed on it. All right. Now for maintenance sorbums, most of the time, right, is gray color, and petroleum is white, right? But don't take my word for it. Certain brand they like to have their own color, which is very rare. You probably see it before, but these three color that I mentioned is basically it is that's for easy identification.
OK， 对，有时 color 不是绝对的，我们必须在这边重复一下，它不是绝对的，因为好像 3M 的话，它 chemical sorbent 的话，它可能是用白色的，但是它的字。它的 marking 现在是用黄色的，所以基本上都是这样的一种表示，就是说白色在 for petroleum， 然后黄色就是 for 这个 chemical 的，然后灰色的就是 for maintenance 的，这样容易辨认也不会拿错了，所以这个一般上我们要注意的啦。那 chemical sorbent 刚才我们看到的是黄色的，那这个 chemical sorbent 它就跟 petroleum 就不一样了。它的这个也有另外一个名称叫 universal，universal 就是说它油也可以吸，它 chemical 也可以吸，这个它的这个用处就比较广一点，差别就在这边。
Okay, I think I did mention universal. The word universal means it's a chemical sorbent, right? It's meant for chemical, but if you use it on oil, you'll still absorb oil. Unlike the petroleum sorbent, which doesn't absorb chemical, only absorb oil-based hydrocarbons. All right. So this is the chemical sorbent. Now, I have an important message. I think I better bring it across, right, so that everybody know. When we mention chemical sorbents, everybody, I got chemical storage, I got chemical spill, I use it in your chemical. But there is a limitation on using sorbents, especially chemical sorbents. What is the limitation? Right? The limitation is if you have substance like fuming nitric acid, sulfuric acid, which have a temperature that is over 60 degrees, all right? If you're going to use this sorbent, it's probably not going to work, all right? Even if it works, it have some side effect. So today I'm going to make this message across so that you understand if you store very, very strong acid, fuming acids especially, all right, before you use the adsorbent to absorb it, you need to dilute it, right? What you're going to use to dilute it, it depends on your chemical itself. Because when you are a chemical company, you probably have some chemists. You will know how to dilute it before you use the solvent to absorb. All right. One of those examples is like lime powder. Lime powder to neutralize, dilute it. All right. Remember one thing. Don't start to pour water directly. If you know acid, there's some chemical reaction. It might cause fire or whatever. All right. So just take note of this. Right. If you have any doubt, you can check with your chemical supplier. They will tell you how to dilute in case there's a spill.
Yeah, 对。那这边我们要跟你们讲一个很重要的信息，就是说，如果你是一间 chemical company 的话，而你会 store 很多那些所谓的腐蚀性的药水，acid example sulfuric acid、nitric acid、硝酸、硫酸这些。那我们讲的就是腐蚀性很强，就是 concentration 的，有些可以达到98%甚至100%。rate filming 的，所谓 rate filming 就是你可以看到有一些那个水汽上来的这个我们就叫做 concentration。所以它的 limitation 在这边，因为一般上 acid 如果你 concentration 一定会超过这个温度一定超过60， maybe 这个是它的 flash point 我们所讲所以如果你超过60度的话，我们不建议你去用，因为它会产生一些不良的效果。因为它可能会把这个 absorb 整个把它溶解掉 dissolve。所以如果你是在 lab， 我相信你如果是你是为这个 laboratory 的技术人员的话，你应该会用一些所谓的刚才我们说 lemon powder、lime powder powder 来中和它所谓中和就是dilute 的意思。那 dilute 之后我们才来处理，那又不一样了。所以如果你的药水有一些是属于 diluted 的 let's say maybe 30%、40%， 还好，那个还可以用。当然在吸收的这个速度上面可能会慢一点，但是它还是可以用的。所以在这一点我们必须向大家提醒一下，如果你们有碰到这样情况的话，最好是 consult 一下你们的那边的技术人员他们可以给你们一些这个提示。
Okay. Yeah, that's the information that I want to bring across on the using of chemical solvent. But most of the time, when you talk about fuming acid or sulfuric acid, the volume are not very big. The volume are not very big. If you are a factory that doing it, it could be huge, right? So I think all these safety precautions already in place. Today, what we're going to bring across is actually talking about minor spill, not the major spill such as like spill on the river, on the sea. No, that is really not beyond our capacity to do it. All right. What we want to bring the message across today is you have a choice. You have a choice. This material can help you to prevent whatever spill that you have from flowing into our water supply. All right. So this is one important message that we want to bring across.
好，刚才我们讲的就是说如果你是有一种比较 serious， 刚才我说海上这些的这种泄漏，那不在我们的这个控制范围里面所以大家稍微注意一下。那我们现在所要讲的是说，假设你在你的工作场所，那你有泄漏的话，你要用什么样的这个 material 所谓材料，正确的使用的材料来帮你清理呢？这今天是我们要讲的这个主题。那Willard，请问一下，那我们既然讲了这么多这些所问的话，有哪一些是哪一种形式或者是pattern 可以让我们使用的
这个 okay, we have a lot of choice, all right, on the type of solvents, right, that we can use, all right. I mentioned the 3 different types, but I did not mention about how these 3 different types, how they come in what kind of format. Right, assistant, can we have that slide so that we can show the other one? Next one. Yes. Okay. Now, if you can see this, the slide here, you can see basically there are 5 types over here. All right, of course there might be more, but these are the 5 basic types that you're going to use to clean up minor spill. Right, one of them is in the form of pads. All right, form of pads. The other one is pillow. All right, in the form of pillow, and the other one in the form of booms. Sometimes people call it socks. All right, but we call it booms. And we have another one which is the folded version, right? And lastly, we have the roll format, right? When we have quite a wide area to clean up, a roll can be very helpful, right?
OK， 谢谢，Thank you。So 我们现在知道哦，我们这些 absorbent 哦都有很多不同的这个形式啊，就是说有些是 pad 的，有些是in a mini boom 啊，这长条状的哦，那有一些是 below 的，哦，那有一些是 folded 是比较新的这种设计。那这个 folded 它讲呢，就是 3 in 1啊，咖啡有3 in 1嘛，对不对？所以这个也有3 in 1哦，所以我们会慢慢的再跟大家分享一下。好，来
，OK， let me show you some of the actual product. Right, you can see this. Just now I show you pads, right? Or sheets, they call it, pads, right? It come in this cutting. It come in this cutting, right? This is typical petroleum solvent. So we can also have chemical solvents, right? Chemical solvents, but in the sheet form, all right? Then we have the just now we mentioned about pillow, right? Okay, pillow, right? Please don't use it when you sleep, right? You'll cause itchiness on your head, right? So this is actually a pillow.
对，这个是一个好像一个枕头这样的哦，不要拿去睡哦，等一下你会全身痒。
Okay, then we have this mini boom, they call it, in a boom. When we have spill on the sea, right? They probably use very big one.
Yes.
Very big one.
This is a small one.
This is a small one. Let me show you what I mentioned just now, right? See the word chemical solvents, but it's in white color. All right. This is what I mentioned earlier on. Some 3M doesn't make it in yellow color, but white color. All right. But they print the words chemical solvents. Right. So this is meant for chemical. Okay. Now, Francis actually mentioned about folded version, 3 in 1. Right. This is how it looks like. Right. It's actually come in a roll, and every 16 inch is perforated. You can just tear it. Let me show you how you tear it. For example, they come in a roll like this. All right. Every 16 inch here is perforated. Francis, you can tell me to tear and show them.
OK， so 你可以看到这边有那个虚线，所以你要从这个虚线来怎么样讲撕开比较容易。如果你在 in between 呢，就是中间你要用很大的力气来撕，所以用这个比较容易，一下子就撕开了。差别就在这边 ，OK， 那怎么说是 3 in 1呢？很简单，这个我们就比如说这个是below 来的，小片的below，差不多一样的哦。那如果是长条状的，刚才你看到长条状的哦，那个就是 mini boom。如果你撕开来的话，大概3片到4片 in between 哦。然后这个第二个 design， 第三个 design 呢，你开出来的时候可以看，它就是 pad 来的。假设你不够 pad 用的话，不怕，为什么？因为你还有这个folded version 的这个可以开来，它就是一个 pad 来的。
Okay, so we talk about 3 in 1. Now, because this thing originally is come in a roll, right? In a roll like this. All right. If you just roll it out all the way, it actually acts as a boom. That means you can contain the spill, right? So it's come in a roll. All right, then you can act as a boom. That's why it's called 3 in 1. This is one method, right? Second method is you can tear every 16 inch and act as a pillow. All right. After you have contained your spill, inside there is a lot of oil or chemical. You can just throw this inside to absorb because it's very thick before you open up. So the third version is actually you can actually open up. Right? When you open up, it becomes a ship. So that's why you say 3 in 1, right? 三合一. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, then we have another type which is row type. The row type is actually not the row that I show you. It's actually it's in a format like a sheet, very thin, but it come in a row and have different length.
Yes.
Right? It can be very broad. When it's very broad, you can cover wide area of spill. Then you use a row, right?
Maybe machinery 也是可以用的。For barricading 就是不要让它碰到。
Sure, you can. But most of the time in this situation, people will use a folded version. The folded version is a better choice.
Okay.
All right. So these are the different format that we talk about. All right. For convenient, especially in a factory place, right? For storage, for convenient, all right. Because remember one thing, if you want to handle a spill, you must be protected first, right? So you need to wear your personal protective equipment. Your PPE must be in place before you handle a spill. So what we have, we actually have a spill kit, a spill kit where we have the PPE, right?
Yeah.
The personal protective equipment and the different version kind of solvents for you to do a clean up. All right.
Okay. 那刚才我们讲的就是有关于这个 bacteria 怎么去 absorb， 就是把它吸这个 chemical。那我们也讲到 kits， 所谓 kits 的话，就是它也有这个 PPE 在里面的整套的。因为当你在处理这个泄漏的时候，先决条件是你本身自己要安全。所以怎么让你自己安全呢？当然你就要穿一些防护衣啦之类的来保护自己。那如果你不安全的话，那你受伤了，那人家还要照顾你，变成是一个本人来的。所以我们下来会让大家知道一下我们的这些 spill kit 的一些不同的方式。
Can we have the next slide on the spill kit?
Yes.
The next slide. Okay. Now you can see these are the different spill kits that we have. Right? We have a mobile spill cart where you can push right to the place of the spill. Right? Inside there is also one set of basic personal protective equipment. Then we have another in a container. All right. Then we have the PPE material. Okay. Then we have the what we call the chemical spill kit in drum format, all contained in a drum. So after you clean up, you throw all the adsorbent that's already absorbed with oil or chemical into the drum and then seal it up. All right.
Yes.
Later, I will tell you why you need to do that. Then we have another what we call chemical spill response pack. Actually, it's a small little one where you can put inside your truck. For those people who drive an oil truck, for minor spill, you can use this to absorb. Right. It's also come with a PE bag for you to what they call the contain the solvents that after you absorb all the chemicals or oil.
Yes. OK. 那现在你看到的这些图片就是刚才我们所讲的 kits， 它有很多种不同的用途。那有些是讲可以拉的，我们叫 cart， 好像一个推车这样你不用去扛，因为你扛有时重一个人扛不来，所以你推车就比较容易这样推一个人就可以了。那有些是比较小样的，里面有这些 PPE 的，所以这个也根据你们的这个 chemical 的 storage 的 capacity， 你的需要。还有我们也有这个在 laboratory 用的小包的这个是一个很简单的这个 chemical spill kit 那重要的是，如果你对这些有疑问的话 ，please WhatsApp 我们8852018288520182，那我们会提供进一步的这个详细的情况让你知道。
If you have any question, just WhatsApp us. WhatsApp us at 8852 0182. before I talk about the importance of handling the after absorption solvents, assistant, can I have another view? I just show them how the spill cut look like.
Yes.
Can we switch over? Yeah, I just want a single view. Yeah.
到这个所谓的护目镜，也是在里面，护目镜也是在里面的大家都可以看得到，还有 respirator 也是有在里面，所以这个是一个整套的这个kit， 很方便的，能够让你们讲呢，让你们就是很轻松的不用扛的太过这个有时太重你们要扛一个人就扛不来，所以这个人一个人就可以把它拉过去。给你们一种方便，所以如果你们有需求或者有需要的话，还是可以 WhatsApp 给我们88520182。
Some technical issues. Can hear? Can.
Okay.
Okay. I guess just now there's some technical problem, right? So I'll just repeat again. This is a spill cut. That's how it looks like. I close the door. Okay. You can see this is a spill cut, right? You can open the door, you can access water solvent. You can actually push it to the location that you want. It's actually a cut that you can push all around. All right. So this is very helpful. You buy one cut, you have everything inside. All right. If you want to add on PPE, personal protective equipment, you can always order extra. But of course, due to the space limitation, you can't have it inside. Okay. Okay, I guess can we have the full screen? Right. Any question at this point of time? Before that, let me just touch on one more point.
Okay.
Just now I mentioned about especially when you handle a chemical, right? Chemical can be acid, which is corrosive. It can also be toxic. When you say a bit toxic, go inside the water you're going to poison a lot of people. The fish will all die. All right. Now, so what happened is you have this kind of spill. After you handle, how are you going to deal with all these solvents which have already absorbed? Remember, you must always treat the solvent after absorption as the original material of the chemical. That means to say it can be very dangerous. All right. So the kits that we provide actually have what we call a PE disposable bag. You can actually put everything inside, and there's also a tie wrap. You can tie it up. All right. Call our local incineration plant. You need to incinerate it. Right. Don't throw it inside the dustbin. Okay, because it's a dangerous substance. That is the important message I want to bring across. Right. After you have finished up your cleaning. Okay.
这边有一个重点，就是讲呢，当然你在处理这些泄漏的时候，尤其是这种 strong 的acid 的时候，你这个防护衣其实在我们就是说，如果你们真的有泄漏，我们必须要知道你们是用什么样的 chemical， 因为你的防护衣是根据你的这个 chemical 来选择的，所以当你把这些化学药水处理掉的时候，你要放进一个袋里面，放进一个袋里，而且要把它 lock 住，就是条个袋把它袋住，然后放在一个 container 里面。那重要一点，请你们不要把它乱丢，不可以因为如果你这样乱丢的话这个 NEA 会来找你的，因为它是属于这个有毒的化学药水来的， 所以当你在做这个处理的时候要很小心，很小心，不要讲呢take it too easy 以为很容易处理，这样就放进去就算了，没有，你必须要把它很好的处理，安全的，然后好了之后放在一个 container 里面，避免它再泄漏。然后呢，你要打电话去哪里呢？就是因为这个东西我们需要把它就是经过专人去把它分解掉，就是这样简单分解掉。所以你不可以把它丢在普通的这个垃圾槽里面，因为他们会把它再拆开来，然后不小心会接触到所以我们要为他们着想，所以一定要最好是在24小时里面把它处理掉。这个是我们要把这个信息告诉大家。那我们是否来看一下有谁有提出一些问题
let's see. There's another question. I saw one from Mr. Koo. Do you provide spill training? Does it include spill materials during training? Right? That's how it goes. Right? We conduct. We not only sell this material, we also conduct training. All right. If you buy this material for us substantially to justify for a training, we will provide the training fee free of charge, right? Together with your purchase. If your purchase are very small, then we have to charge you a spill training, right? Of course, spill training, when you have practical training, you have to buy the material, right? It's at your cost, right? So we need to do theory and of course practical as well. Practical is for you to kind of get used to how you handle a spill, right? Before you handle a spill, you need to put on your personal protective equipment, right? So we will teach you how to put on your personal protective equipment, right? After that, then you handle the spill. And how you're going to handle the spill, of course, is a whole series, right? Today, we are not going to talk about how you handle a spill during a training, right? This one is going to be very long. Francis is a trainer himself, right? If you have any interest, your company needs any training, all right, WhatsApp us, all right? Francis will get back to you. What are the things that you need and how much it costs, all right? So we provide the training, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Koo 提出一个问题了，就是说是否我们有 provide 提供这种训练？有的，有的。当然你要就是 WhatsApp 给我们，让我们知道你的需求在哪里。那当然这个training 的话，如果你能够 justify， 就是说买到 certain limit of the product，我们就会免费提供你一个。如果没有的话，当然我们会有一个 training cost incurred， 就是这个就是我们提供这个 service， 提供这个 service 给你们，当然它会有费用的。如果是不能够 justify 的话，我本身也是做这个spill training 的。那今天我们不讲这个 spill training， 因为太长了，所以让大家知道，如果你有这样的需求的话 ，please WhatsApp 给我们，8852
0182.
Yes.
Right. So remember our WhatsApp number is actually pinned at the bottom of our screen. All right. So you can just WhatsApp us anytime. All right. If you have any question, you can just
let us know.
We'll get back to you.
Yes.
All right. You're most welcome, Mr. Koo. Yeah.
Thank you.
We are here to actually, enlighten all of you, right? How to handle the spill. That's more important. And before and after, all these are very important itself. All right. So, we have been doing this for many years, and we are one of those very reputed people that can, do cleanup. All right. So, I think we have been talking pretty long. All right. So we probably need to break already. All right. Rose mentioned something.
Rose?
It's okay. You're most welcome, Rose. Yeah.
Thank you, Rose.
Yep.
The other one is Mr. Ching. Mr. Ching,
what is
the...
Sorry.
okay.
will it pose a fire hazard to store? When you say pose a fire hazard to store, I believe important is the original material itself. Like let's say you talk about hydrocarbons, right? Actually flammable. Hydrocarbons are flammable, and you will probably caught fire, right? If you have the three ingredients in place, that means you have oxygen, heat, and the fuel, right? And these three present, you will caught fire. By just doing cleaning, no. Just now we mentioned about you need to what they call take your or ask people to kind of collect those after absorption sorbents for incineration. Is because we don't want you to leave it there. If it's a flammable material, it will probably caught fire. All right. The other possibility of caught fire is friction, static, right? Well, in Singapore context especially, or in Asia itself, the humidity is very high, so the chances of having static are pretty low, I would say pretty low. But yeah, there is a chance, right? When Mr. Cheng, you say it will pose a fire risk to store, right? I'm not too sure what I answer actually is what you want to know. All right, if that is what you want to know from my answer, good. If you think you have a better question that I can understand what you actually want, can WhatsApp to us 88520182.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think maybe today is because
I think pretty long session. 辛苦大家了跟着我们 right? I hope you pick up a little bit of knowledge today, right? You might not be dealing with this kind of things today, but tomorrow when you work with another company, you probably, have some knowledge on when there's a spill, how you're going to handle a spill. All right?
Yeah, 如果你有这个需求的话，有这个问题 WhatsApp 我们最好的这个是一个沟通的一个渠道。
WhatsApp 我们88520182 All right, 88520182. All right, we are going offline now. Thank you for your attention today.
谢谢。
Yeah, it's a pretty long session, but hope you enjoy our company. All right, so we'll see you
next week.
Right? Wednesday, 3 p.m. 同样时间，同样播到，我们下个星期见。
好，
再见，谢谢大家，
谢谢
大家。